The Black Swan event is literally happening right now, which means XRP might rise to $50. Welcome to Crypto Live. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our upcoming videos about cryptocurrencies. After the pandemic has struck, the situation around the world is deteriorating rapidly, and things are getting worse regardless of whether there is a financial collapse or an inflationary surge. Also, it seems as though things are getting out of hand despite everyone's efforts. And as we previously predicted, a Black Swan event was coming, but given the current situation, we believe the worst Black Swan event is already underway. So we are going to witness a Black Swan event, and you're going to see that in today's video. Then we will also discuss how the crypto market is going to be affected by the events in China related to the crypto ban. And what will this mean for the United States? And here is the video without further delay. A Cointelegraph article reports that as gas prices hit record highs last week, an Oxford academic tweeted, "What's the collective noun for black swans?" And the quickfire response was apocalyptic, and I could only imagine what the near future holds for us after hearing this one. Long-tail risks are unknown occurrences that aren't designed to happen all at once and are known as black swan events. And in our minds, they are one-time events that happen every 100 years or so. The Black Swan is an unpredictable event that does not follow any normal course of events and has severe consequences that cannot be anticipated. Generally, we deal with them one at a time, if we plan for them at all. An event being considered a Black Swan is characterized by its extreme rarity, severe impact, and widespread belief that it was predictable in hindsight. Prior to the events of the 2008 financial crisis, Nassim Nicholas Taleb, a finance professor, author, and former Wall Street trader, released this phrase. And Black Swan occurrences is the subject of a book written by Taleb in 2007. Further Black Swan occurrences are extremely rare and impossible to predict, but their potentially devastating effects should alert people to the possibility, and they should make plans accordingly. Despite the fact that it is impossible to predict the future and we're not sure when it will take place, but we know it is close and it is going to happen soon. It's highly likely you've heard of Evergrande in the news recently, regardless of whether you follow Chinese real estate or financial markets closely. Likewise, it ranked among the top Twitter trends lately, but things are not looking good for the company, and we may see a Black Swan event of some sort as a result. Generally speaking, Evergrande claims to have more than 1,300 projects in more than 280 cities across China, which makes it one of the largest property development companies in the country. And a wide range of new services have been added to the company's portfolio, including electric vehicles, media finance, sports ownership, and theme parks. A boom earlier this decade led to a massive borrowing from the company to support its growth. Then, as a result of its construction frenzy, it used the money to build apartments and accumulated debts and obligations to building suppliers. With their involvement in all of this, Evergrande has become the most indebted company in as much as $300 billion and is now causing a financial crisis. In a recent tweet, CryptoFido asserted that Evergrande will have a huge domino effect on U.S. markets, and that we can see below some of the bondholders, including BlackRock Holdings, RBC Holdings, and Goldman Sachs. Then the crypto experts claim that they're going to save the present crisis with XRP on-demand liquidity, and China could experience a Lehman moment, according to CNN Business. Even though Lehman Brothers imploded 13 years ago this week, Wall Street remains unfazed by how a single entity collapse can have worldwide repercussions. Today, the echoes of that event are still resonating, as a large property developer on the other side of the world enters bankruptcy. So, Chinese real estate company Evergrande, with debt totaling $300 billion, faces the risk of setting off a chain reaction that spreads internationally if it collapses. Yardeni Research President Edward Yardeni wrote that some fear and repercussions of the incoming meltdown will be on par with the impact of the collapse of Lehman Brothers had on U.S. stock markets. And with Evergrande, the default will be felt far and wide, as it was with Lehman when it was at its peak. In 2020, the company generated greater than $110 billion in sales and had more than 1,300 developments, according to Reuters. And there is overwhelming evidence that a greater event is on the horizon. One user of Twitter, Red Collie, shared a tweet that stated, "If you missed it, you can see from Mr. Pool's tweets that an event like a black swan is about to occur. The tweet goes that certainly Mr. Pool seems to suggest that on the harvest moon tomorrow or shortly thereafter, a black swan event will occur that will leave people wide-eyed or even shocked. And a few months ago, Dan Pena notably predicted the black swan event and shared that it is closer than you think. Other Twitter messages say we're going to experience total blackouts due to a black swan event, which will result in scare events and global shutdowns, and that they're warning us, and we just have to see. Likewise, Cryptomaniac shared that the black swan event is getting closer. Then a new set of tweets from Mr. Pool included a picture of a black swan. This serves as a warning to us that a major financial crisis is on the way. Currently, the crypto market is also declining, mainly because of Chinese government policy. In an article by Al Jazeera, Bitcoin slumps as the Chinese ban all crypto transactions, and the Chinese government has just dealt the crypto industry its toughest blow to date by declaring that all transactions related to cryptocurrency are considered illicit, including those handled by offshore exchanges. And a blanket ban on cryptocurrency mining and transacting was imposed on crypto coins and blockchain companies on September 24th by China's top regulators. According to Ganesh Vishwanath Natraj, assistant professor of finance at Warwick Business School, a ban on cryptocurrency trading in China will have some short-term impact on its value, but the effects will be minor over the long run. And investors in the United States could be the hardest hit by China's crypto crackdown because it will affect market volatility. Also, Chinese regulators pose a greater threat to the United States than they do to China. Thus, U.S. regulators are increasingly scrutinizing the cryptocurrency industry. Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, emphasized the need for regulation of digital currencies, with the commission working around the clock to establish a set of regulations. Then, Janet Yellen, Cabinet Secretary of the United States and the Chairman of the Federal Reserve, have both expressed concerns about the space. According to CNBC, depending on how regulations are approached, innovation could be driven out of the United States, and the crypto-friendly states and countries of the world will flood with crypto startups just as Bitcoin miners fled China for states like Texas and Wyoming. Thus, the U.S. has an unprecedented opportunity to become a hub for the global economy in the years to come through the adoption of reasonable and well-considered measures. Others, however, believe well-conceived regulation of the crypto industry would benefit the USA. Having an industry as big as crypto operate without any regulation oversight is simply inconceivable, as commented by the founder of Fit Advisors and certified financial planner Anjali Jariwala, and believes this statement is accurate. The first step to making crypto more of a mainstream asset, he said, is to realize that the technology is not 100% secure. With all of this, XRP has the biggest advantage as being the highest quality cryptocurrency in terms of safety, stability, speed, and most importantly, suitability. XRP will also become the first fully regulated cryptocurrency once the company behind it is no longer facing a lawsuit, and when it specially wins the Securities and Exchange Commission. In light of the current market state, this will be beneficial to this unique currency. With this being said, if the Black Swan event happens and XRP is the sole cryptocurrency that is regulated, then XRP to $50 is highly probable. That's all for this video about crypto, and thank you for watching. If you would like to receive updates on the crypto market, make sure you click the subscribe and bell button.